how to eliminate blunders. Today this question becomes really crucial. On account of computers, we play highly tense, highly dynamical games, which certainly raises your chances for a miscalculation or an oversight. Additionally, the time controls become shorter and shorter, which certainly complicates your situation even more. If you observe games from top-level tournaments, you'll see that even that great players make bad mistakes quite regularly. And if we look at the games from intermediate-level tournaments, then we'll see different oversights very often. Actually, it's easily understandable because nowadays we're overloaded with a lot of different information. We have tons of different books, CDs, videos in the internet filled with a lot of different rules. And while playing a game, you need to remember different opening lines, calculate variations, evaluate positions, compose plans, and do a lot of other things. And that's why if you are not a very experienced player, it will be difficult for you to keep all these things in mind, and therefore you can overlook something easily. That's why a blunder is the main reason for loss in amateur games. Just remember how many times you had a superior position but spoiled it because of an accident, a sudden bad mistake. Remember how many times you played against a weaker opponent but overlooked his tricky idea. At the same time, there is one good thing here. If you know the problem, you can solve it. And that's exactly what we're going to do during this lesson. We will learn how to eliminate blunders. Before we move on to the specific advices, I'd like to make one last note. All the techniques included into this lesson have been tested by me and lots of my students and have proved its high efficiency. So you can be sure that all these methods really work well. I'll give you a complete set of recommendations from the very beginning till the end. We'll discuss what you should do before the game, during the game, and even after the game, so how you should train properly. If you implement these recommendations and eliminate blunders from your games, this will make you a much stronger player, and this will make your results much more consistent, much stabler. So I encourage you to take it seriously, because these rules are much more powerful than it may seem at first glance. Okay, let's get started. Here's the first advice. Warm up before the game. What does any sportsman do right before the competition? Yes, they warm up. I really can't understand why most of chess players don't do it. Let me give you another analogy. Let's imagine that you're driving a car and you want to move as fast as possible. Obviously, you can't do it right instantly, in 1 second, because first you will need to spend some time to raise your speed from 0 till the maximum power of your car. And only after that, you'll be able to use this car to its full potential and to provide its best speed. And the same chart is applicable for any sportsman, for any physical activity, and for any mental activity as well. For example, obviously you can't deeply concentrate on something within 1 second. You will need to spend some time on it. That's why I encourage you to warm up before the game, because this will allow you to make your best and to use your full potential. Now, what should you do exactly? I can advise you 2 good things. First, you can solve tactical puzzles, and secondly, you can perform a visualization. While talking about tactical puzzles, you need to take about 10 simple tactical positions and perform them. Again, let me emphasize, you need to take simple positions, because this is a warm-up. You definitely have no intention to exhaust yourself. And while talking about visualization, you need to visualize some chess moves without looking at the board. This is a very powerful technique indeed, because while visualizing the variations, you need to have a very good concentration, a very good focus on chess. And that's why this will really allow you to bring your mental skills at the top shape. How can you visualize the variations properly? Well, this is a whole separate topic and I can't explain it here. Moreover, I've already explained it in my course Calculate Till Mate. But nevertheless, I'd like to give you some hints related to our current topic. Let's think about what you should visualize. I suggest that you visualize two things, either openings or your winning games. First, you can visualize the opening lines which you're going to use in this current game. Thus, it will be a warm-up and repetition of your opening repertoire, of your opening lines. Secondly, you can visualize your best winning games, and this is an extremely powerful thing. Besides being a good warm-up, it also inspires you and fills you with a lot of positive emotions, and this makes you feel like a winner before the game even begins. Well, of course, you need to remember your best winning game before you can visualize it. And it's pretty obvious how you can do it. You need to create a database of your own games. Maybe you already have it. Then go through these games and select your best winning games. After that, remember them, and before your next tournament game, you'll be able to recollect one of your best winning games and visualize it without looking at the board. You can do it when you are going into the training hall, or when you're sitting in the table and are waiting before the game begins. And once again, let me repeat that this is a great thing, both as a chess tool and as a psychological tool. I gave you several recommendations and you may choose the one you like better, but in any case, you need to warm up before the game. Okay, let's say you have performed a warm-up and now you're in your best condition and you're sitting in front of the chessboard and are waiting for the chess game to begin. At this point and during the game, it's very important to focus on chess. I mean, not to think about any outside things like the result of this game, how it will affect your rating, your final standing at this tournament, whether you'll get the prizes or not, or anything else. We're humans, and it's natural for us to care about the results, to think if we're going to win or lose this game, to think if you are stronger or weaker than your opponent, and so on. However, this whole thinking only makes you feel nervous, and nervous players make silly mistakes often. So it's better not to do it and to focus completely on chess. I know it's easier to say it than to perform it, so how should you do it exactly? How can you focus on chess? For example, you can use our previous advice. You can do a visualization, because when you focus your attention on the visualization, you simply have no mind resources to be nervous and to think about something else. So if you will visualize the variations in your head, you will think only about chess, and that's exactly what we're looking for. All in all, during the game, you need to focus on chess solely. There is time to think about other things between games.